active boards that are a day of events, things like that, and more eye-catching things. And because we are privileged with a budget, a bigger budget than other clubs, we're able to do different types of advertising things, such as buying little trinkets that have to do with what's going on.
Okay, thanks a lot. Next question from the audience. Okay, so I'm trying to read this. The activity, can't read this. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one and try and figure it out. Okay, so why hasn't FUSA put more wonk into the women's basketball tournaments as the men?
That's a really good question.
I said work.
I guess, well, what was the word was wrong?
Work.
Work,
Sounds like work.
Sorry.
I ain't working.
I think that's definitely a good question. That's fair and accurate. That's something that we should definitely work to improve on for future seasons. But I think for this year, there was definitely a big interest in the men's just because they were ranked #1 coming into the preseason. So that was where a lot of the interest came in from the students and seeing happening. And then also with the attendance at games, there's been more students that typically go to a men's basketball game. But I think to improve attendance at women's basketball games, there should be more, I guess, work to market the women's games and events as well. But we've also worked to do both men and women's game at the same time as well. Angela, do you want to comment on that, on the work that your programmers have done?
I'd like to elaborate, I guess, on the work that the directors of athletics have done on the programming board. The wristband promo that a lot of you guys have seen at the past 6 home games, that went on at the women's games as well. Going towards the raffles when things in the NCAA. That was pulled on Friday night. So definitely, in no means have we been absent at their games or absent at promoting their games. Our posters are always for all of the games. And we recognize the video that the men's team had on all the TVs this past week promoting Friday's game. And Claire Tully, actually, one of our directors of athletics, had mentioned that something for the women's really needs to be made to promote everyone to go to their games coming up. The women's start on Friday, I believe, or Thursday. So there's definitely been, an effort put in by the programming board to try to up school spirit and participation in the fans and the crowd and everything at Harbor Yard for the women.
Great, thanks so much. My last question. How has FUSA been more active in speaking to students and student media?
FUSA's definitely tried to improve that a lot this year. I know we definitely have representatives from FUSA that go into the mayor's office on a weekly basis and talk to them and their different representatives. And then as also, a lot of our advocacy is done through the Student Senate, so all senators have like a little paper that they put on their door that says, your senator lives here, so that's an opportunity for people to meet their senators and talk to them. And there's also, just why I think it's like talking with like your friends in Verona and different stuff like that and reaching out to people, I think is the way that a lot of our senators and people in FUSA, is that's like their sort of way of getting out to people and reaching out. I don't know, Greg, do you want to comment on that? Anything?
As far as like student media is concerned, I guess our primary source is probably the Mirror. I guess, some of our senators communicate with the Mirror frequently. I know Chrissy, from like an overarching standpoint, communicates with them frequently. We give them meeting times and whatnot if they want to come to them. So.
Okay, thanks. I said that was the last question, but now I see 2 more. Let's look at them. If you see FUSA events attracts the same type of people, why not do different things?
Good question.
Well, I guess I would say that I don't necessarily agree with that question, just because I feel that there's a lot of events that we do that attract a variety of different crowds, and there were like, for example, some people say that, oh, like there's certain events that only girls would go to, but I know we had a trivia night last semester that was primarily like 90%, like we had male attendance 90%, so I'd say like, I'd say I don't necessarily agree with that.
All right. How can FUSA promote school spirit?
I think FUSA can promote school spirit in a lot of ways, and I think that as a student association, we have a big role in doing that, just because we represent the student body. And I mean, you can do it in a lot of different ways. It's by making a poster and putting it up somewhere, like we do a lot. For example, one of our class councils collaboratively are putting together a tailgate event for the lacrosse game that's coming up soon. So that's another way of creating school spirit around like athletic events. So I think it's different things like that. And I mean, like, for example, just on this past Friday, we had a community builder right before the basketball game that got our members in FUSA excited to go to the basketball game. And we just had food right in BCC 206 and got people excited for that.
All right, great. That's, I think, pretty much it, unless anyone has a last question. No? Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. And there's tons of food left, so before you guys go, definitely take food, take drinks or whatever. And thank you guys for coming out again.